Alright, Skoggle here. We're going to talk about a lane swap. When you're lane swapping, what you want to do is be putting pressure on all day. You want to be pushing up to the tower. So if you're Tristana, your best ability to push is your E. So that will be the skill you're taking first and maxing. You need your W as your second ability so that you can jump away and escape ganks. You're going to want to save your wards into that tri-brush really forward, and you definitely want to be keeping your eyes onto where Elise is right now. The wraiths are warded and you can see her there, and be paying attention where she is. Lulu is a very good lane partner for the lane swap because she is really good at putting pressure onto most champions. She has her Q to harass. She has a slow. She has a speed up. She has CC. She has a shield. She just has a lot of options to keep them off and kite. And here Elise is coming around for the gank. I don't know if they miss it, but she gets into a pretty good position. But even still, it doesn't hurt too much. They get out of it. Lulu is able to do some pretty free damage, and with rocket jump, it's not too bad. And you could see just the early fighting presence Lulu has when left unattended. They come out of the fight pretty well. So maybe they just were baiting the fight and wanted the fight, and that's what happens. And then a couple potions later, and Tristana's able to keep the pressure up and gets a second point in E before taking any into Q. And if you're maxing your E, you're going to be pushing the lane extremely hard. You'll be farming pretty well, and that E is going to be hurting the champions you're applying it to over and over again. And at level 4, takes the point into Q, and they're going to get a lot of pressure down onto the tower. Every time he's not farming, he's getting points or hits onto the tower. One of your goals, if you're going to be the team initiating the lane swap, which you can see there, the guys going up to the top lane, so they initiated it. So if you're initiating it, you're going to want to be the team going hard after that tower. So they felt for their team was the team that initiated, and they're doing their best to do it. So here, Elise is going really hard onto Lulu, giving Tristana time to do free damage onto Elise, which is going to put a lot of pressure onto Elise, allowing them to drive Elise back off. And Rumble is able to pick up a little bit of farm, but nothing that's really going to hurt them. They'll be alright. So you want to keep your E going so that you can push, and then you know how explosive shot works. It just does a lot of damage to everything around, allowing you to push and farm pretty well and get the lane driving in the direction you want. And rocket jump is an escape or a quick little farms tool like that, and get the lane going in the direction you want to take your tower as quickly as you can, so that you can take the pressure off of Irelia, who is surviving in her lane and doing alright, and definitely doing better than Rumble. But you definitely want to get your tower and get out to bottom before your bottom falls in exchange for you taking top. And you will get free farm on Tristana, but you'd want to... They're getting free farm, not on Varus, maybe not as free as you're getting, but you want to try to take that away from them and get ahead, and then swap while you're ahead and take that advantage away. And then if Irelia's ahead of Rumble because you shut down Rumble, then you're doing your job. And obviously champion X. But if your single laner is ahead of their single laner and you're ahead of their double laner, then the lane swap worked really well. That's what you're going for. So you can see he's 3 points into explosive shot now, and that's going to give the ability to push the lane a lot of emphasis. You can get out to that tower really quick. You'll be able to destroy it. Right now, with the pressure they've put on, they can't necessarily full on 2v2 Elise, but they can do a lot. So you can see how Tristana is ahead of Varus by a bit, and you can see how Irelia is ahead of Rumble. 1500 Rumble, and Irelia was a bit ahead of that. 33 to 24 CS. Item wise, they're a bit ahead. Lee Sin's a bit ahead. Morgana's doing alright in her lane. And able to pick up the BF sword on the first base because Rumble cannot do much to deny this Tristana from farming. So with the free farm type of tactics going on, they're doing just fine. So that's pretty much what is going down in this game so far, and explosive shot will do that surrounding damage, which gets him down a little faster, which means that with the BF sword, they're really just getting this lane pushed pretty quick. He's picking up most of the CS and getting out. Another big wave heading out to the tower. Rumble's doing what he can, and here he's going to do anything he can to try to get out some damage. Gets the equalizer down, but with rocket jump, Triss gets out of there, spams a couple potions, and with Lulu's damage and Lulu's ultimate, Tristana feels fairly safe. And Rumble really has no choice but to give up the tower. Even with a low life Tristana like that, with Lulu's ultimate, as long as Lulu's staying forward into that brush, then he at least can't really jump around and surprise gank. So if your Lulu here isn't staying ahead of you and standing in front of you, and she's staying behind you, tell her to stay forward. If she's not staying forward, you cannot stay out here, and you can't put pressure on. You'd have to back out. If your Lulu's smart, then she's staying forward. A little bit scary to ward that, but that ward is going to keep you safe. It's the scary moment is walking up toward it. Lulu just needs to stay out in front of you a little bit, and as long as that's happening, you're able to get some pressure down. But with your mana low, with your life low, you do have to leave as soon as Rumble comes. Rumble can just come in and clean you up. So just play it cautiously there, but know that Lulu can get you out of the binds there. That's why he didn't have to leave at low life, if you are wondering. Just as long as Lulu played it right and stayed forward. Gold-wise, Tristana 3,300, Varus 2,500, Irelia 3,200, Rumble 1,900. That's what the swap did, and that's now when they switch lanes back, you'll be way ahead, and Irelia will be way ahead, and any counter picks didn't matter at all, and that was what the advantage was on the lane swap.